Hi, my name is Chef Jessica Cooper and I am the culinary instructor at Land O'Lakes High School. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a quick and easy snack at home with some ingredients that you may already have in your pantry or your refrigerator. So, I already washed my hands and now I also have my mise en place together, which is getting everything in its place. So all my ingredients and all my tools that I'll need to make my mozzarella sticks. Now, mozzarella sticks are a good snack to have. You can get them from the frozen section at Publix or Winn-Dixie or whatever store you shop at. However, there's nothing like having food made at home. You get to see the quality that you're putting into it. You get to control the freshness of the product. And then, of course, you get to share something that you've created with your family. Okay? So, I have here all my mise en place. And I am going to give you the quick recipe. I'll also type it up for you and share it that way just in case you don't get all the ingredients. So I have mozzarella sticks, and it's just some string cheese that I have. This happens to be Polly-O. It could be just about any brand. And I also have some pepper jack cheese here that I'm going to use. You can use any cheese that you want. My family just happens to like those two flavors of cheese, but you can use Colby Jack if you want to. You can use cheddar. It's just up to you, whatever you want to use. I have about 3/4 cups of breadcrumbs. You can use whatever type of breadcrumbs that you have at home already or that you want to purchase. I used Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. If you want to, you can use plain breadcrumbs and then season it yourself. You can use some garlic powder, some onion powder, maybe some parsley in there, whatever seasonings you choose. I also have an egg that's in here, an egg that's scrambled up with 2 tablespoons of water. And then I have about a 1/2 cup of flour. I had in total about 6 cheese sticks that I've already started because they do have to go in the freezer. I didn't want to have any waiting time. So I did start that already, and I'll go over that process in a second. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your cheese sticks that you have and then just open them up. You can use a whole cheese stick if you choose to, but I choose to cut them in half, so it's up to you. You can either cut them in half or fry them whole if you want to. I just prefer having them in half. It's just easier to eat, especially when it's all gooey and the cheese is going everywhere. So I'm going to just take my knife here and just cut them in half. It doesn't have to be perfect. And just like so. So now I'm going to go to the dipping process. I have, again, flour, egg with water, and some breadcrumbs. I want to keep one hand clean. So I have a little helper here, my son. He wants to stand next to me, so that's fine. He can do that. Okay. So I am going to make sure that I have one hand dry and one hand wet, so at the end I don't have a bunch of sticky breadcrumbs and flour all over my fingers, okay? So I'm going to take the cheese stick. This is a mozzarella. I'm going to keep them separate. One is round, more round, and one is square on here. So I'm going to dip it into the flour. Usually the cheese sticks have something like a little wax on them, so this flour is going to help that egg stick to it. Okay, so I just dip it in the flour, tap off any of the excess, drop it into the egg. Now with my other hand, my right hand, I'm going to just mix it around, shake off any excess egg, drop it into the breadcrumbs. With my dry hand again, I'm going to just cover it up. That way it doesn't stick to my fingers. And I'm just going to put them into my little container here, so that way I can put them in the freezer. I'm going to put them in the freezer for about like 5 to 10 minutes. Just so when I go to put them into the oil, they don't melt right away because it is string cheese, and it will melt as soon as it goes in if I don't freeze them a little bit. So this way it's just going to keep it cold in the center and allow the breading to fry, and then allow the cheese to melt a little bit. So now I'm going to go in with my pepper jack, and then I'm going to do the same process. You need about 8 string cheese to do this recipe, okay? So, and then with that 8, you get about 16, so you can feed a few people on that. And then here's my last one. Again, dry hand, wet hand into the egg, and then dry hand back into the breadcrumb. So you saw that coating process. Now, what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to do that whole process all over again, except this time I'm not going to use the flour. I'm just going to use the egg. So I'm going to take that again, egg inside, coat it all up there, into the breadcrumbs. Make sure my hand stays dry. Here. So now you can see in size, this hand's wet, but you can see it got much bigger there. Okay? So put that in, and then again, egg. This is called an egg mixture here with the water. And then breadcrumbs again for the second coating. Yes.
Why do you call it egg? But I think there's egg inside there.
There is egg in here. So this is 1 egg with 2 tablespoons of cold water.
And I'm really confused.
Oh, don't be confused. I'm going to show you how to make this. And plus you're 4, so you're fine.
But Mom, so there's a circle on the bottom, but there's a square right there.
Right, because there's 2 different types of cheese. So that way we'll know which one is which. So those who don't like pepper jack, they'll know not to eat the square one because that one is going to be the spicy one. All right, so now we have those all done. I'm just going to wash my hands quickly. Okay. Now I'm going to put those cheese sticks that I just dipped twice into the freezer for about 10 minutes or so. You'll be able to check it. You'll be able to see if it's firmed up or not. Okay, so I'm going to dry my hands quickly. All right, so I'm going to put this in the freezer. All right, now, while I was doing all of that, or while you're waiting for your cheese sticks to harden up a little bit, which I took out here, so I have some here ready to go, I put my oil on. So I'm going to take my cheese sticks over. Make sure that you know which one's which. So those who don't like spicy, don't eat the spicy one. And I'm going to go over to the oil. When you're frying it, the oil temperature should be about 365 degrees. No, not next to oil. Stand right there, over here. Okay, make sure you're also being safe in the kitchen. So your oil should be about 365 degrees. And then you're just gonna fry them. It's probably about 30 seconds or so. But you'll be able to tell. Most of the time when you're frying your first one, just do one at a time to see how long it takes because your oil may be too hot or your cheese may be too cold still and not melt enough and the outside gets burnt. So you just have to test it out. Just do one the first time, see how that works, and then you'll go from there. So I'm gonna go over to my oil. Thank you. Okay, and then I'm going to drop it in. When I'm dropping it in, I want to drop it away from me so if the oil does come out, it will go onto the stove and not onto my body. Another way to check and see if your oil is ready is if you get a little bit of flour, and then you can just drop a little bit of flour inside, and if it starts frying, then it's ready, okay? So we're gonna start now because my oil is ready, and I'm gonna take one of my mozzarella sticks and put it inside, and it starts to sizzle right away, and you just leave it alone. Remember the first time I'm just going to do one to see how that works, and then I will go from there. Can you stand back a little bit for me, baby? I don't want you to get burned, okay? And then you want it to be a nice golden brown color. And you shouldn't really do anything to it. I do have the oil in there. The cheese stick should be completely covered by the oil. Oh, God bless you.
Sorry.
That's okay. All right. Stay back, okay? Now you want to make sure that the oil is hot enough. Stand back a little bit. Is hot enough because then all your breadcrumb is just going to suck up all the oil. If it's too hot, you'll see that it will burn quickly. You want to make sure you take that out carefully. So I'm looking at it now, and it's about golden here. I can squeeze it a little bit and feel that it is still firm in the inside. So I'm just going to let it cook a little bit more. But I don't know if you can hear that sizzling now. I can actually show it to you right now. So that's a nice color, but we're going to cook it just a little bit more. If you see cheese coming out of it, then you know it's definitely ready to come out of the oil.
Tell me if you see me, okay?
Okay. Come here, Kingston.
Come here.
All right, look, I'm going to take it out of the oil. Stay back, though, okay? All right, so now I can see a little cheese coming out. I'm going to shake it off a little bit, and I'm going to put it onto my paper towel, let it drain. And I know that right now that the oil is ready. Okay? And now I'm going to put them in. Okay. It does look really yummy. Are you going to taste those, Mom? Yeah. So now that I know my oil is ready to go, I'm just going to go ahead and do all the mozzarella ones first. Okay. Okay, those are pepper jack. I don't want to get them mixed up, right? Because you don't like the spicy one, do you? No. Okay. So I'm going to cook those. There we go. And then, in the meantime, while those are cooking, I can take this one off. If I have a taste tester who can sit down for me over there. You can serve this with whatever you want. You can use, don't touch it yet, it's very hot. You can use marinara sauce. You can use whatever, ranch, ketchup, if you even want to dip them. They're so good that you don't even have to dip them in anything. All right, so I'm looking at these here. As you do go, sometimes the mozzarella sticks will cool your oil, so you just have to check that too. Or sometimes the oil might get too hot if you move up the temperature. So you just have to make sure that you're always watching it. All right? Wait a minute, it's very, very hot. It just came out. They're so tempting, you want to eat them right away, but you have to wait, okay?
Yeah, it looks super yummy.
Super yummy, I know. All right, so these are just about done. So I'm going to move those to the side, and I'm going to add my other ones in here. These are my pepper jack ones. If you haven't had pepper jack fried cheese sticks, you need to try it. They're very, very good. Okay, and then I'm going to look at these, and these look like they are ready. Oh, look at that cheese. All right, take those out. Let them drain.
And give it
I have found, too, that the pepper jack ones do cook a little bit faster. So just make sure that you're watching that, whatever cheese that you're making. It may cook at a different time. Okay, so right now mine is cooking pretty quickly, I think. It might take a minute or two. It also depends on the pan that you're using and the oil that you're using. So I'm using canola oil right now with mine.
Hey, Mom.
Yes.
You
You think you're ready for that?
Yeah.
All right, give me 2 seconds. Let me just finish frying these pepper jack sticks. Okay, almost done. And these are great to have. You can make them just for snacks at home. You can make them when guests come over. Once this virus is all gone, you can make them for parties or just to eat. All right, so this looks good. I can see some cheese coming out of there. So see, that one's not as brown because it does cook a little bit. The cheese inside does melt a little bit faster, but it's still cooked all the way through. Okay, I'm just going to put these on to drain. All right, now my little partner there, Kingston, who is a great 4-year-old test taster here. So here are my sticks that I just made. Okay, so these are the mozzarella ones here. Oh, there's a cheese coming out there. Okay, and those are the pepper jack ones there. All right, so Kingston, you ready to try this out? All right, let me see. Go ahead. So you want to dip it in or no?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, so that's some marinara sauce. Careful, it might be hot. Oh, look at that. That looks yummy. So, look at the camera. Is it good? All right, so I hope you enjoyed this short cooking demonstration on mozzarella sticks. I hope you make them. If you do, please send them to me. My email is jgomes, which is JGOMES, @pasco.k12.fl.us. And I would love to see your pictures of your mozzarella sticks, whether they come out perfect or not. It's something that you can try while we're at home, and it's something that you can do with your family. Thank you very much. Again, I'm Chef Cooper from Land O'Lakes High School, and stay safe.
Bye.